What's the deal, world? This is PackFM, straight out of Brooklyn, New York, representing Q&5 Music, The Plague, and Extended Fam. I just got finished rocking the Beauty Bar in Las Vegas. Shit was really fucking crazy. And this is for 88tillinfinity.com, one of the illest websites that's gonna bring you all the ill information, all the music, all the newest shit, all the shit that you want, none of the garbage that you don't want. Word. Yeah, PackFM, it's Q&5, The Plague. No, you laced it. Oh, PackFM. Come on, yo.
It's been 6 years since you released What Does FM Stand For?
Right.
Your debut album. I'm gonna put this in front of the camera. All right. And so when you reflect back on your work, what has changed since then?
Well, that album was my first album, and it was more like my baby. And there was a lot of things that I wanted to show that I could do, and a lot of things that I wanted to say. And it was really just hard for me to like get everything all into one project. So it was such a different process of like taking songs and not using them and using different songs. It was like a process of elimination, and like as far as rhymes, I was really just writing with like such a technical mind state of how to put words together and all that stuff, you know. So like, but now when I make a record, like when I made the next record, I Fucking Hate Rappers, it was really just, I just came with the concept and I just wrote it like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying I wrote it quickly, but I didn't have to double think anything. But what does FM stand for? There's like at least 3 or 4 different versions of the album that exist. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I have them all on CDR in my house. But like the process was just so different of just like, oh, I don't want to say this because, you know, this is my first impression, so I want to take that one out, or I want to put this one in there instead. So it was really just an entirely different process.
So I read somewhere that you're only truly happy when you're performing. Why is that?
I don't know, I just feel it, I love it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you saw me, but I was really fucking sitting in the corner, bummed out, like just like this, like half asleep and shit. And like right up until the second when I got on stage, and even right before the music started playing, I was like, all right, you guys wanna do this shit? Yeah? All right, do it. But then once the beat comes on, I'm like, fuck it. I'm here, what else am I gonna be doing for the next half hour? So I might as well have as much fun as possible. And I really have a lot of fun, you know? Like I start smiling more, and I'm just an entirely different person. I get to just be this guy, you know? But when I'm not on stage, like I'm very calm and mellow and laid back. Sometimes I just start thinking too much, you know? But when I'm on stage, it's just me and the music.
So you have a new album, solo album coming out, and it's called The Human Highlight Reel.
Yeah.
So what could fans expect out of that?
They can expect a lot of shit going on, all right? I'm gonna give you a little bit of an exclusive. Nobody's got this, nobody. I swear nobody's got this. Human Highlight Reel will be a live album. It will be me with a whole bunch of my fans recording brand new material for the first time. So in other words, I'm gonna have the band do this, we're gonna work on the production, we're gonna go over it, we're gonna produce the whole album, but we're not gonna record it until the show. So it will be recorded live on the spot. That's the first time it will ever be recorded once it's finished, once I finish writing it and get it done. So in a sense, there's 2 things that I'm gonna get out of that album. Number one, I'm gonna prove, because I always say like, well, I don't always say it, but I do say it, but people also say like, you know, PackFM, all about the live show, it's all about the live show. And that's one way for me to show and prove, but a lot of people don't realize, some rappers you like, oh, they have an excellent live show, but that's because you know all their songs. And it just invokes a feeling out of you, and you are familiar with it, you're comfortable, and you still rock. But most of the times when I go out there and rock, maybe half the crowd has no idea who the fuck I am, and I still put the same amount of energy and still get the same back. So with this album, it's my way of proving, yo, I'm gonna give you shit that you have never heard, and I'm still gonna give you the same exact kind of show. And another thing we're gonna do is prove that you can really record an album in one take. Because doing that on stage, there's no bring it back, there's no, all right, punching in. I have to do the whole album in one take, live on stage. So that's a lot of shit that's going on with the album. That's why I call it my show and prove record. So there's a lot of things that's going to be going on. And another challenge of making a record like that is, because if you listen to a lot of live albums, they kind of put you in the mind state of being at a show. But when you're driving, it doesn't really resonate the way you want it to. Or when you're in the house, it doesn't resonate the way you want it to. So this album, one, it'll come with a DVD so that you can get the live experience. But the way it's recorded and mixed is gonna have to be so that you can listen to it in your house and still get the same feeling, you know what I'm saying? An example of how we did that is on I Fucking Hate Rappers, Here We Go. That song is a live recording, you know what I'm saying? I'm in there, just straight with the mic. It's not a freaking studio mic, it's a stage mic, and I'm just recording, and you're listening to it, and it still sounds good within the rest of the record. So the point of the Human Highlight Reel will also be that it's a live album that you can listen to as a regular album. So there's just a whole bunch of shit going on, but I really like to call that my show and prove record. Yeah. Nobody's ever heard this, I never told shit.
Perfect.
Yeah, you got exclusive information.
The Human Highlight Reel will also be your last solo album?
Yes, it's my last solo album. Because I don't feel like, I mean, there's a lot of other things I want to do in life. Making records is very, very time consuming. And it doesn't give you the freedom to do all those things that you want to do. I recently got married, and I know a lot of rappers are married, but I'm a newlywed, and I've been neglecting my wife for like months to put out music. And it's just like, I want to live with my wife. I want to enjoy marriage, you know what I'm saying? I want to pursue my stand-up shit. And there's a lot of things that I really want to get out there. But also, like, I just feel like the things that I've wanted to say so far, I've said them. You know what I'm saying? One way or another. Like, I'm not using, I rhyme for entertainment's sake. Like, it's not really that kind of therapy for me. When I'm writing a rhyme or when I have something on my mind, I usually don't write a rap about it. I usually talk to someone about it. You understand what I mean? So, like, most of the time, it doesn't sit heavy on me. A lot of rappers or a lot of musicians or artists, they have all these things like inside of them they don't get to let out. But I don't hold things in. So once I process it so quickly, there's no need for me to personally write a rhyme about a lot of personal things. So I feel like a lot of things that I wanted to say on record, I've said at this point, except for whatever's going to be on this one. So I want to move on from that. And, you know, it's just, I might still do projects with like Tone Deaf. I might do collaboration projects. Me and Deacon have been talking about doing records together. Extended Fam, we're going to do another record together. So there's a lot of different records that are going to be coming out, but as far as the solo PackFM one, this is going to be the last one, for sure. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'll never write another solo PackFM song, but as far as albums, this is definitely my last solo album.
Last question, but as an independent artist, do you have any advice for other MCs coming up, really talented MCs that are coming up, trying to make it out there independently as well?
Right. If you're an up-and-coming MC or just starting out as an MC, stop. Stop now. It's over. No, I'm just kidding. As far as advice, if you're really serious about it and you're really talented and you really want to pursue this as a career, understand that you are an artist, so keep your art your art. But when it comes to putting records out, it's a business, and treat it as a business. Don't expect to do things for free or get things done for free. You will get what you put into it. You will get it back. So if you want your albums and your records to be successful, make sure that you have money to put behind it. Because the people that you see that are blowing up overnight is not because they're so dope. Because there's so many rappers out right now that aren't really good at all. And it has nothing to do with that. It should be about that, but the reality of it is that it isn't. These people have pretty much corporations behind them. Whether it be on the underground level or the mainstream level, people have major money behind them. So you may not be able to compete with a major label, but if you want to compete at all, make sure you treat your music like a business, and then it will reach people. Because that whole Facebook got me famous thing is a myth. Treat your shit like you're serious about it. That's all I gotta say. As far as your music, just be honest with yourself and it'll show through. There's nothing I can tell you about being an artist or a musician that you don't already know if you're really true about it. You know what I'm saying? Make your music the way you want your music to sound, but treat it like a business. If you make a song, make that shit professional quality so people want to pay money for it or want to even just listen to it even if it's for free. You know what I'm saying? You ever got something free that you didn't like? You're walking down the street and somebody's like, we got free samples of these fucking cupcakes. If it looks like shit, you're not gonna eat it. It's the same way if your music sounds like shit, nobody's gonna listen to you. Treat your art like a business and you will be successful, I guarantee you. And if not, just stop rapping, seriously. We don't need any more rappers. It's over.